Copy, paste. Who
That's
wants
right.
it, yo? Do you know what I am? I am the shiznit. Copy, paste. Copy, paste. Copy, paste. If you ain't copying, motherfucker, you ain't pasting, bitches. Copy, paste. If you ain't copying, motherfucker, you ain't pasting, bitches.
All right, welcome to the Midday Repartee. This is Rata and Glory. I'm joined today by my co-host, Captain Fuckhead. How are you doing, sir? That's right. Also with us today, Mark Middleton and Passion for Drawing, responsible for Grave Robbers, the new project that just launched today. Welcome to the show, guys.
We're excited to be here, Rod, as you can tell. We're very excited to be here.
Dude, the energy levels are up. We're good to go, man. I'm feeling it.
I'm sorry, I was typing tweets, so sorry.
Not a problem.
Every day's the same now, and it's not like it is Friday today, but is it?
Yeah, it's
I think so. Yes, it's definitely Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday.
Man, YouTube is taking forever. It used to it would kick up the stream on YouTube automatically. Now I have to refresh it and pain in the eye. Clicking buttons. I mean, how much work do they expect us to do?
Too much.
Yeah.
We must be liberated from this clicking.
My version of Chrome and YouTube's been fucked for about 3 weeks now. Like, it's just shit. It doesn't work. Chrome.
Yeah,
some things happened to Chrome recently. It's fucking weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on Chrome. I haven't noticed what's happening with your.
Just nothing fucking loads. Like YouTube on Chrome, you would think they would make it work on their own fucking platform. It just doesn't work.
Right.
Just nothing loads. If I go and watch it in Brave or in Firefox or any of the other browsers, work beautifully. Just Chrome just seems to be shit.
Yeah, I've really gotten in the habit of just using Chrome, and I'm like, dude, it's probably time to move on from that.
They know everything about you.
Oh yeah, I'm not, dude. It's either you're online or you're not. If you just have to accept that your information is really it's just going to be out there. If you're going to utilize this tool, then by and large your info is it's out there, man.
I like playing the game by giving them false information, though.
Right.
So every time I make a decision in real life, I post on Twitter, I make the opposite one.
I try to make my porn as bad as possible for someone to have to look at. So I'll just click on stuff that's just horrible. I won't watch it. I'll just click on it. So it's like, here you go, fuckers.
Nice.
That's actually a problem with Facebook moderators, shit like that, because they they get depressed and they get really upset because there's just some crazy stuff that people post on Facebook, and they have to wade through all of it.
Yeah, but they also these are the same people get upset if someone's like, "Oh, a Trump tweet." You know, they're the same fucking people. So.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry.
Don't most of them all live in the same place now? They all bored and live in the same fucking small city that Facebook built somewhere in California. 2 of them now, I think.
Yeah, and there's only 2 types of communists in the world. Oddly enough, they were found sitting together right here. Yeah. It's crazy shit, man.
What they don't tell you is the one on the left is actually a dude.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Dude, that's
I'll be marking on Friday night.
That whole rabbit hole, man. That's a tough one to go down when you're like, holy shit. How many celebrity women might have a penis? I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
You gotta check the Adam's apple.
Yeah.
Well, we're on celebrities. Can we just give a little shout out to Mr. Kirk Russell? Thank you so well done. Proper true legend.
What did I might have missed this? What did Kurt Russell get up to?
He just told all the acting celebrities that tell people how to vote to shut the fuck up, because now no one can believe you as playing any other character than the knob that you are.
Yeah.
Well, he's pretty much is a Republican. I remember he came out with some gun stuff not too long ago, and he's talking about that, and he got railed on that one a year or 2 back. But he's always been kind of a conservative guy.
Yeah.
That's why you don't see him in a lot of roles. Hollywood knows that he
that's
is.
sad but true. But yeah,
Definitely. I mean, these are the things that happen when people get too disconnected from like reality, from the actual natural world. And it's like guns are very useful tools if you have to actually do things out there, like protect. Maybe you have to protect your fucking livestock, or it's not just about humans going at each other. Guns have a place. Sure, self-defense against other humans, that's important, but there are a lot of uses for guns that are, just people don't even think about that because they're so disconnected from it.
Yeah, you're right, man. I learned to shoot when I was 5 years old, and my dad taught me very early that it was a responsibility and it was a tool.
Yeah.
Take it seriously. Sorry, Patch, I didn't interrupt you. Go ahead.
I use it like Homer did in that one gun episode where he just walks around the house and he shoots all the lights out. And,
oh yeah, dude, that's classic.
Turns
or the makeup shotgun that he made, that Homer made.
Yeah.
Shot Marge right in the face with it.
Waiting is the hardest part. When he's waiting for his turn.
Testify is complaining that he's not on the word war sheet for the event going down on December 12th. Yeah, I'll engage that another time, not today, man. But I will engage it. I was not in my right mind yesterday. I can tell you that much.
What? You start drinking again?
No. I just, dude, I've been a little off just with work. I've been just treading water a little bit. So he caught me off guard. I don't know what I was thinking. Like having him be a part of a actual event with writers trying to put something legit together. Come on, Testify isn't there to do that. He's there to do some other bullshit. So yeah.
Yeah, that seems like you had a crackhead moment there.
I did.
Instead of a senior moment, you had a crackhead moment.
To be fair, I heard that drawl yesterday and just fucked off.
Yeah, it was.
I've got a shit to take.
Yes. So I'm sure. Have you guys seen anything about this? EBS was kind of dropping some rumors, unverified information that maybe DC Comics is going to just halt all physical printing of comics in June of next year.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened sooner, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been cutting back and cutting back and cutting back, and I mean,
I gave them 3 years when AT&T bought them. I gave them 3 years for them to cut it. It looks like they're gonna do it in 2, so less than 2. So
it's a success.
Yeah, hey, it's a great prediction. Again, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. But people like AT&T, companies like AT&T, they don't care about producing more content in comic books. They just care about the IP. They just want the IP. They want to put it on T-shirts, lunchboxes, all that stuff, and then they want to make streaming, content for it. It's the reason why AT&T bought it, because they're like $100 billion in debt almost, and really the only thing that's going to get them out of it is to cut everything and just do streaming and sell the IPs.
Right.
Maybe they'll license the stuff out for comics. I doubt that. They're not going to let anybody create new content for it. So I think these characters are going to be locked away, and I think they're going to slowly die on the vine, which is really sad. And
it is. Is it? I mean, I don't know. I do see that. I get that there is that component of perhaps being a little sad, but I also kind of let's clean slate this shit. It's like how many stories can you tell?
Well, let me ask you guys this:
there's got to be an arc that finishes at some point, in my opinion, when it comes to a character.
I think I think Flashpoint ended everything really well. You could have ended the whole entire thing at Flashpoint. But name one new character, let's say in the past 10 years, that's really busted out and became, someone created a writer or an artist team, created a character, they let him create a character. Right. And he's gotten real popular.
I know, dude.
The last one I could think of is Miles Morales, which he's just a derivative of Spider-Man. He's not original.
Not at all.
Well, they tried with Sideways and Damage and stuff like that. but I'm pretty sure that those all got canceled pretty quick too.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No, where's your Venoms? Where's your even Miles Morales? I'll give credit on that one. Where's the Miles Morales? Where's the Wolverines? Where's the not the OG stuff? I'm talking about new stuff.
Right.
Where's the Deadpools? Where's the
I've thought a lot about
from the
this
80s and
over
90s.
Like the past few years. I've definitely and not just in comics, it just seems universally that from like 2000 forward, there isn't where is the shit? Like, where's the new IPs? Where's the new ideas? Where's that next big thing? It just seems like it stopped, and it's just been on a repetitive, formulaic loop for 20 years.
Yeah,
it's like what is happening? Why is this happening?
Because they don't want you to create something new, and then the corporation is the worst thing they want to do is pay royalties to an artist.
Exactly.
They don't want to do that. I mean, look, Chris Claremont is a multimillionaire now because he came up with 3/4 of the X-Men, and they're probably trying to weasel out ways so that they don't have to pay him when the next X-Men movies come out. Because that guy got a shitload of money off those movies. He created most of it.
I mean, how many times have they brought back the Phoenix? It's crazy. They
he
go back.
He probably don't get paid for that, but
true.
Because it's just derivative of Jean Grey. But he created like the New Mutants. That was all his creation.
Yeah.
X Factor as a group, he created it. It goes on and on and on. They don't want to pay anybody shit.
I fucking hate the X Factor. It's the worst TV show on TV over here.
What the fuck? Dude, this will show you how much I know about television. What the fuck is X Factor?
It's kind of like it's the precursor to America's Got Talent.
Oh, okay. All right.
We have Britain's Got Talent and then X Factor, and it basically rotates spots. So we have one in for 3 months, and the next one in, and then the next one, and just rotate them through. It's the same fucking show.
Yeah. What's funny to me about all
Talent.
those shows is people do realize this is just it's just a fake open mic, right? I mean, people know this, right? And there's got to be so many times.
It's a gong show.
Times where I've watched it where I'm like, this whole bit is scripted. Like the whole backstory, all of it is just completely scripted bullshit.
The worst thing about Britain's Got Talent is that the people on the show, the guests that they have on to do whatever they're doing, half of them don't even fucking come from Britain.
Oh,
and you go,
really?
where have you come from? I came from Italy. Why are you on Britain's Got Talent? I got a boat.
Maybe Britain doesn't have that much talent.
Well, so I'm willing to bet it's probably as proportional to the talent as in America.
Oh no.
I mean, people watch those shows for the people that really suck anyway. I mean, isn't that the real draw?
Well, that was the whole American Idol thing. I mean, how long was William hung in the public eye? I mean,
yeah.
Good God. How long did we have to actually pay attention?
We used to do that in London. We used to hang them, then we'd draw them, and then we'd quarter them.
Man. I don't get it. I've never. My wife watches those shows sometimes, and I just gotta walk away. I don't get it. Well, the whole idea, is that they're supposed to be, famous afterwards. They're gonna get a record, or they're gonna get, on something, and that never comes to. Even with American Idol, it was like that. They were supposed to get a record label.
Nobody takes them seriously. I mean,
it's just like, yeah.
If you have the American Idol winner CD in your car, you're come on. Nobody's doing that. That's embarrassing.
There is one guy, I can't remember his name. I think it might be somebody called. Did one of those,
and we caught none of that.
To have a phenomenal career in the opera.
Okay. Half of that
smashes it everywhere.
Nice.
Well, look,
I think this, the thing with comics that's going on, again, it's like, people can look at that and go, that's kind of scary for comics, that DC might just close up shop and not print books. And it's like, I think we're at this crossroads, not just with comics, but with so many things in our lives. When we look out at 2020 and the clusterfuck that it is, we can choose. Like, do we want to be afraid of this and worried about it, or do we want to look at it as an opportunity, as a liberation of sorts? To like, we got a clean slate here. What are we going to do with it? You know, what direction are we going to go? Because obviously, mainstream, they're not going to deliver the things we need and want.
Right.
So it's going to be up to us to pick up that slack, and that's what I think ComicsGate is already stepping up to that challenge, and I think we can do a lot more. I think we can do more, and we're going to have to if we want this medium to continue.
I think ComicsGate in the next 5 years may be the comic book industry.
Yeah,
It's totally possible. Yeah.
I mean, there's not, if they stop publishing, and Marvel will follow suit, probably they're already doing it. There is no comic book. Then there's indies. That's not enough to sustain comic book stores. All comics book stores are most likely, I don't even want to see the numbers, how many have gone out of business.
Yeah.
And then we got stuff that's culturally moving around.
yeah,
And, you know, my view is always, once you start making movies of stuff, the culture of it has ended. So, like, you go back, remember when Pokemon first came out back in the day, and the cards and the cartoon and everything, but it wasn't until they made the Pokemon movie, it killed it.
right.
And every
that's
time they
interesting.
do that, that's been my theory. Like, when something gets like that and then they make a movie out of it, it kills it. So, like, Marvel,
Wow.
I really think the Marvel movies killed Marvel because they sucked all the energy out of the comics and put it into the movies. And look, no one went back and bought any of the comics, really.
No, not at all.
Sales bear that out.
That's a great theory, man. I think you might be onto something with that, and I think part of it might be the profit margin. You know, the dollars we're talking about when you go from comic books to Hollywood films. This is huge difference, right? We're talking about huge profit margins, huge dollars. So I think these companies, it's like, well, we peaked. It's the most we're going to make on this stuff. So then they kind of lose interest in the smaller fry.
Well, I think there's
smaller
a cultural path. So it starts grassroots, and then it goes down. You go up this path, and at the end of the path is movies, and right after movies is a cliff. So you start out.
Yeah.
You start out really grassroots. Like, let's take Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as an example. Now, they've been able to not go over that cliff, that's smart of the creators of it. But they took a few steps off of it quite a few times, where it started out as this little black and white indie comic, got bigger, and they did a cartoon of it. Okay. Then they did a movie of it, and then they did 3 movies. They did too many. That killed it for like about 5-6 years. Then they redid the cartoon. Then those kids got older. It kind of came back. They tried to do another 2 movies that killed it again. You know, they gave it some time. Star Wars is another example of this. Star Wars was a phenomenon. It started out very small. It grew very big. He did 3 movies. He waited nearly 20 years to do anything more with it, but he was making comic books, and that sustained it. And then he did the sequels, and he almost went off the cliff again.
Yeah.
And then now they couldn't fucking stop. They made the sequels, and it went over the cliff.
Yeah,
so,
dude, this is fascinating, because maybe this has a role to play. Like we were talking about, from 2000 to now, like, where's the new shit? Where's the new iconic thing that's come out? And it's like, maybe they've boiled this process down to its essence so much that it's destroying itself, because they're instantly thinking about the movie deal, right? They're instantly going there, because it's like, how fast can we take it from here, conception to movie?
That's
and
right.
it's like, the faster they do it, maybe the faster it dies. It never has a chance to
I
even
think the
live.
internet is the factor too, because the internet has shortened that path. Okay,
right.
So
You're right.
you may not even get to the movie part. You may be like, okay, it's a meme, it's a thing on Twitter. Someone makes some video about it. It goes over the cliff. You know, it's like, it just gets to that part. It's shortened. The internet and people in the culture of the internet has shortened that thing down, and it can't even get to the movie part, because there's tons of ideas. You look on YouTube, everybody else, we're not free of ideas. The problem is like, they get on YouTube and the YouTube cuts it off, and that's the new cliff.
Yeah,
And
dude, this is
and then
really
we're doing that.
interesting.
So to get to the movie part, most of the movies I'm talking about with culture and things like that, they're old. Those are old things. How many movies have been made as something kind of new that's not too much in the past 10 years? It's all old shit that they can still go down that long path to movies. Correct. But everything else gets killed on YouTube. And you know, comic books are starting to be cut out of the path of culture. Video games have snuck in.
Certainly, I mean, American comics.
The French Revolution only ended when Anne Hathaway started singing.
Okay.
Crickets.
I didn't hear it.
I was letting the crickets take over. No, I think we missed it.
Jokes in American.
Or probably your humor is just so elevated that it just right.
Oh, Dave says Pokemon killed the Pokemon movie killed the Pokemon. Yes, it did at the time. Now I'm not talking about resurgences. Like now there's a big resurgence of Pokemon. They kept the card game going. They still made the cartoon and stuff, but it wasn't a cultural phenomenon as it was back then. Now you kids who are older now, who grew up with that's nostalgia. That's a completely different thing. Okay.
Correct.
That's where companies will tap into your nostalgia and make new shit. Okay. Yes. That's what the new Star Wars movies were. They had nothing to do with making new cool Star Wars movies. They were about tickling your nostalgia nuts. That's what those movies were about. And they were terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, it seems that intention, when you're talking about these creative endeavors, intention is so important because if your intention is just to grab those dollars, it almost never works. Usually the intention has to be a bit more pure, where it's some vision that somebody just has to get out into the world, something they have to create, and then by some miracle it catches a fire and everybody wants a piece of it, right? But if that intention is not pure in the beginning, it just doesn't seem to work. Almost never. You know?
Yeah, and the internet ruins that old style of doing it. Nothing can catch on and stay and stick anymore because it gets on YouTube. People make 50 videos analyzing and breaking down every little thing about something, and then it gets thrown off the cliff. You know what I mean? Like, look at Mandalorian, the second season of Mandalorian. I go in there and it's like 50 billion videos about reactions and breakdowns and everything about the new Mandalorian episode. It's like, guys, you're fucking killing it. Just let it go, you know? But it's going to go off a cliff.
So it's like there's this culture of, it's parasitic almost, where like there are so many like YouTube channels or people trying to feed on these things as they come out, and especially now as it's kind of limited what is coming out, it's just like a feeding frenzy. It's a nightmare almost of like people are so hungry for something to tear apart, I guess, you know. That's fascinating. I really like that theory you've got there, man.
Yeah, I've had that for a while now.
Yeah.
I can apply it to a lot of things.
Yeah, look at Game of Thrones, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't a movie, it was the series, but it's deader than dead because they fucked up that.
Correct. They threw it off a cliff. They went
gone. Like that guy doesn't even want to finish writing it now.
I was just about to say it. He's not going to finish book 7 because it's done. It's over.
They ruined it for him.
He's like, all right, they got it close enough.
Yeah, that's
like, why would you want to hear any more Iron Man's? Like, if you're a noob, you're just a normie. Why would you want to hear any more Tony Stark Iron Man stories when he died in the last Avengers movie?
Open and close case. You're done with it.
Why they're done with the character? Like, why would I do that? I got Tony Stark's character arc in the 8 movies he was in. Why do I need any more?
Yeah,
I don't need any more.
It's like they presented this comic book universe thing to a general audience that didn't really understand how comic books work, like what they are. So for them, they went into it with like a character starts here and ends here, and then I'm done with it, right? But that's not how comics work, and they really fucked that up, man.
Mm-hmm. Now that I think about it, though, the movie thing actually makes a lot of sense when you say that, because it's a like you said, it's a one character arc, you know, and it's beginning to end. You see it, it's fleshed out, it's over, you know, it's done. I mean, think about when like you read a book and there's a movie of it. Like if you read the book halfway and you get bored and you go and you watch the movie, you're like, do you really want to finish the book? Like you've already you know what's going to happen. You know, it's that same kind of, that same kind of thing, but on like a national scale. So people see it and it's complete and they're like, okay, yeah, put that in the background. I'll move on to the next thing.
Like when Lord of the Rings. Yeah, like when Lord of the Rings came out, the movie, the Lord of the Rings sales of the books barely moved. They went up a little bit for a blip.
Could they? Everybody
already
owned it.
Well, then they plummeted because Lord of the Rings is one of the highest selling books of all time. It's like up there with the Bible.
I think it's I was just going to say that. I think
it actually
sold the Bible.
Right. It actually went down after the movie. It actually started to go down for the first time ever in the thing. Why? Because like, fuck it. Why would I get the book now? Because I fucking saw the movie or the 16-hour movie.
And that's
why would
tragic, man? Yeah.
It's spoiled. It's like one big spoiler for the whole cultural part of what Lord of the Rings is and everything else. It just spoils it. So why? It's like jumping to the end of the chapter of a book. It's like fucking, why read the rest of the book? Like Mark said, it's just it makes no sense. So that's how I've always viewed it. I always see a movie coming out of something as the end of it. And now it could re-spark down the line. They're going to redo some Lord of the Rings stuff or whatever. That goes away in the context. Star Wars is a prime example of rebirthing itself over 40 years. So it's possible to do it. But those are very rare. You don't see, Pet Rock's coming back. You know what I mean? They didn't make a Pet Rock movie. They didn't do all that stuff.
Right.
But you see things like My Little Pony, for example, was my sister loved My Little Pony back in the day, and she collected little ponies and stuff. She liked it, and it was pretty popular with girls back in the 80s. Well, they brought it back as a cartoon, and it got super huge again. And you know what they did? They made a My Little Pony movie, and now you don't fucking hear about it anymore.
Right.
So it happens. Just think about those big things you liked in the 80s, and then they made a movie and fucked up. Look at Transformers, G.I. Joe. They fucking ended right after the fucking movies. They got fucking terrible. No one cared.
Yeah, it does seem to have a retroactive impact where it kind of taints it. Like my Star, I'm into Star Wars. I dig Star Wars, but everything that's happened, it's like I just closed it off. I don't even want to. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to engage it really. And I know there's a lot of people who would argue like, don't let it ruin the, the original shit for you. But it's like I can't help sitting there thinking like it's in my brain. They fucked it up, so it just has this kind of stink on it that I don't want to engage anymore. So
no, I get it, man. There are books. Well, they did The Color Out of Space with Nicolas Cage. That old H.P. Lovecraft story, and the Lovecraft story is really good. I grew up, I think I was a teenager the first time I read that, and the movie is so different on so many levels. I mean, they get certain things right and stuff like that, but it's radically different. It's a radically different story, I think. It's and they do that a lot, and it really drives a wedge between. You can look at comic books. There's a wedge between people who like the movies and people who like the comics. There are people that overlap, but like I was wearing an Iron Man shirt once, and this guy came up to me. He's like, "Hey, I really like Iron Man too, man. Iron Man's awesome." I was like, "Yeah, Demon in a Bottle is probably one of my best, or one of the coolest stories that they've done. It had a lot of depth to it, and it was blah blah blah." And he was just looking at me funny. And he's like, "Oh, are you talking about the comics?" I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, I've never read any of the comics." It's like, "Oh, okay." Like, why are we having this conversation?
Yeah, I think, dude, I definitely, I'm on board with this idea, Passion. I think movies.
Yeah, dude.
So Hollywood is just like a giant grim reaper of IPs, man. Just sucks the final life out of something and then leaves its fucking husk on the side of the road for people to like pick through.
There's not too many examples I could think of where they can keep going. Like, look at Batman, for example. They did the Batman movie. It wasn't the first time they'd done Batman in Hollywood, but the Batman movie was huge, and they did 3 awful movies, and they killed it for a long time, for what, about 10 years or so? And then they came out with the Nolan movies, and that those were pretty good. And that last movie was so fucking bad, it killed the other two in my mind, but it drained it all. So then they had to start just sticking Batman and other movies, hopefully to rekindle them. And it's not working.
No.
Because they just like to throw these characters off a cliff. They want to drain them, and that's what's going to happen. We'll go circle back to the DC Comics thing. They're going to take all these things, all these stories, drain them, and leave their dead husk laying on the ground, and they're not going to create anything new out of it.
If they're not able to hit that peak high dollar mark with these films and all that merchandising that came with the films, they're not. I think they're like, okay, well, they're vampires, man. That's what they do. These corporate entities, they acquire. They bleed it, they kill it, and they move on to they just acquire something else. That's just the nature of that piece. So, yeah, man, that's what they do. It's crazy.
That said, I am looking forward to the Snyder Cut.
Oh, right, yeah.
Well, they even ruined that. I mean,
have they really?
Well, no, I mean the original Snyder.
Oh, okay.
You know, they're refilming stuff, and some of it will be cool, and hopefully they'll do it. But they're going to drain all of that too, because that's the last. Dick shake, after you take a piss for fucking DC Comics stuff, man. It's the last little driblet that they can get out of the fucking thing.
That's a good quote. That's the last dick shake.
Yeah, it's the last dick shake.
This could be our entertainment in 2021 right here. This would be the kind of entertainment we Yeah, we better get used to shit like that. Like, let's just go outside and laugh at people doing stupid shit, because the movies aren't coming. That's for sure. Yeah,
I like that movie though, Idiocracy. That was a fantastic movie. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, was that not a clip from that? I'm sorry.
I think that's real life right there.
My mistake.
It is, dude. It's hard to tell the difference these days. You go outside and it's like, whoa, what's happening here, man?
Yeah. I actually think that movie is like not accurate anymore.
I think
it's the opposite of that movie.
People who think they're too smart.
Well, you remember in the beginning of the film where they say they have the smart, educated people and they end up not having kids, and it's the dumb people who have a bunch of kids and ruin the world. I actually think it's the opposite now.
Oh, really?
I think that it's the smart people. Yeah, they are having kids and they're teaching their kids all this stupid shit. And then that's going to be a different world altogether. Just because you have a couple of smart people doesn't mean they're going to have a smart kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and there's a huge difference between being smart and but having like street smarts or common sense or like actually understanding how the world works. You can be highly intelligent and be completely ignorant of things, and it's like it really depends on what you're taught, really, and what your life experience is. I'll take someone with authentic, real life experience every time over someone who's just been in the classroom. No question.
But I think it's all based on your parents and how they teach you and everything. Sure. Our biggest influence in our lives are our parents, and like if your parents are, here in America, we've had a whole generation that's gone to college, and they all think they're smart, and they have the internet, and everybody thinks because they have the internet in their pocket, they're the smartest people on the planet.
Oh, dude, it's the opposite.
Right.
I think it's made people intellectually lazy, and then they're getting all their info from completely unreliable sources. They've been trained to believe they're reliable, but they're not. So that's even worse. You think you just always have access to the right answer, and you don't even stop to think, is it the right answer? What?
Well, it's also created this culture of like, I don't believe you. Go Google it. Give me a link. Source, please. Like you get all that shit.
Yeah. It's like my link is 25 years of experience with this exact thing. So fuck off. It's like, yeah.
Right, and that makes younger kids. I'm going to bash on younger kids now because I'm an old man, but it makes younger kids think that they're smarter than the older generation, and that's never happened before. Really,
never will.
They always think that, but now they like try to apply it. So I just, it's just because the internet is the biggest culmination of human information. Doesn't necessarily people know how to use it correctly.
Yeah,
Not at
well, it's
all.
like
And
sci-fi
I
stuff, so-
sincerely believe that so much of the information is tainted, manipulated, false. I really, call me conspiracy. I don't care. It's to think that the masses, everyone in the world, is going to be given access to all of this knowledge, and that it would all be accurate. I think is just so naive. It's very naive to me.
But you know what people can get access to, right?
Grave robbers.
Fucking robbers.
There you go, man. That's what's up.
That's right.
35 fucking minutes. Jesus Christ.
Hey, man, we're here to engage topics and then sell grave robbers.
Yeah.
There you go.
And that was, look at that segue, man. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it felt like the right time.
It was the right time. So yeah, man, grave robbers. Let's change gears if you guys are ready. And,
Yeah, this is Mark. Mark, take it away. You guys will actually get me to shut up for a little while.
all right.
All right, so Grave Robbers is it's a story about a group of bounty hunters. Each one of them have their own background. Each one of them have their own unique ability. And for this particular story, they've been following a trail of corpses who have had a body part removed. And they're looking for the guy that's done it. And the main character's name is Big Dick Murphy. He is a Civil War vet turned semi-werewolf kind of figure.
Right.
After the war, he headed west, and he tried to settle down and have a life. He had a wife and a son, and they were killed by a monster, a Navajo witch monster called the Skinwalker. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with them, but essentially in the actual Navajo lore, they are these witches or warlocks that can, turn into different animals and stuff like that. And when mine, they actually literally are skinless, and they hunt people and take their skin and wear it. And when he fights this creature, they get into the scuffle. He gets cut up pretty bad, and the blood from the creature gets into his blood, and it infects him with it. So anytime that he gets into a bit of a rage, he literally wolfs out into this big wolf monster, werewolf essentially.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool character. I put a lot of thought into him. I've grown to really, really like this character a lot, and I think people are going to really respond to it if they pick up the book. We've got Amanda Lynn. She is the product of a botched vengeance pact with a demon. Her mother and father were attacked by a group of highwaymen in the middle of the night. On their farm, and her mother was a witch, and when she fled, when Amanda's father was trying to defend them, she took her book of spells with her, and in the woods while the fight was going on, she tried to summon a demon to make a pact, and in so doing, the demon kind of tricked her and cursed her daughter. And that's going to come up later in some future stories, but in doing that, when she was born with these claws and these talons on her feet and razor sharp teeth. Around her head there, you can see these horn like things, and they're like this hell energy. That was actually Passion who came up with that, and I think that's really cool. Yeah, he did a great job. That is cool.
So is this is that something that's visible to other people, or is it more like an aura thing?
It's I mean, people can see it, but it is it's like a projection, I guess, of her energy. Okay. I mean, she doesn't cast things, but it's like a resonance, I guess.
Yeah.
And she, like I said, she's got claws and teeth. Her eyes glow purple. She can teleport, stuff like that. She's a really badass character. She's like Nightcrawler if Nightcrawler
Yeah.
was from hell, you know. A
Right.
Nightcrawler
Well,
could kind
what
of
keeps
portal.
her? Is she a villain, or is she
No,
like
she's
what keeps
she's a
her
good guy.
rooted in being good and seeking good?
Well, there's no like I'd say this is like the Breaking Bad kind of thing. This is me just outside the story. I don't know if Mark was going for this, but as an outsider reading this story, they're really like there's no like good guys.
Yeah,
you know, like in the traditional sense where it's like Superman kind of good guy. It's like Breaking Bad where everybody except like the kids in that show were awful people, but you were intrigued by the story. You're like, I want to know more about these characters, and that's the feeling I get with Grave Robbers. You want to just know more about these characters. So,
they're definitely, you know, they're definitely what's the word I'm looking for? They're complex. You know, I tried to make them have, you know, backgrounds that people like Big Dick Murphy, you know, he fought, you know, for the Confederacy. You know, I didn't want to just make him like a Union, you know, he was a soldier, and, you know, he, you know, and, you know, there's some complicated background there that'll come up again in a later story. You know, I have a character that's going to clash with that.
Yeah.
You know, I have probably, I'm going to say, I think I have about 9 or 10 scripts written for this already. You know, so I've got like a long game plan for this, but, you know, I wanted to give them backgrounds that, you know, that enrichen them as characters, so they don't just seem like one dimensional.
Well,
you know?
and it's, you know, it's so important as the writer of the storyline to have those backstories for you. It helps you better understand how they might react in a given situation, how they think, how they perform. You know, so it just having that depth there is so valuable for the writer, and then of course it gives the reader so much more to sink their teeth into.
Right. So that's the thing is, you know, with Big Dick, you know, he's got his background, you know, he's got his, you know, his storied kind of, you know.
And I mean, obviously, the question's is gonna come up, like, how big is it? I mean, let's just get that on the table right now.
Well, I was on Malin's show a while ago, and he pointed out during the segment where I was talking about the Big Dick Murphy trading card that you can actually kind of see almost an outline on the thigh. So we'll just let that be canon for now.
All right.
If you scroll, actually, I don't know if that's on the page. I think it is actually. If you scroll, no, that's the rotting golem. The I can actually share it with you.
Yeah, let's take a look. Well, I mean, you know,
we'll
I have a friend.
We all want to look at Big Dick's dick. Okay, let's go.
Let's check it out. Oh yeah. I think this is on there.
Yeah, so Malin was like, well, you can kind of see something going on right here.
Wow.
So it's just shading and stuff like that, but you know, he pointed that out, so we'll just let that go.
I probably did. I probably did put that in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, with Waylon, you know, Waylon again, you know, he was an outlaw, you know, Waylon Louder, that's the other character. He was an outlaw who you know, double crossed the people he was working with during a bank robbery, and one of the people he was working with was an Apache shaman, and they cursed him, you know, when he was dying, and you know, that sucked all of the moisture out of his body, so it left him semi-mummified. He cursed him to be as dry as the desert that you know, the Apache was dying in.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, cool. You know, these characters have
these initial images that are kind of like sepia tone. Were these the initial like character design pieces, or?
Well, I had some commissions and stuff. That's how I actually got to know Passion, was that I approached him about doing some commissions.
Yeah.
And then we started working together a little closer, and you know, he started to like the story and the characters and stuff, so we started working better. And he did these wanted posters, you know, as a way to kind of have people get to know the characters and to see them and, you know, get close up to them. So yeah,
that's a great idea, man. I mean,
Yeah.
there's just nothing quite captures that Western vibe as quickly or as efficiently for people as the Wanted poster.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they actually, the first picture that you were looking at up there, that's actually the cover of the book
Yeah. Yeah.
with the with the grave robber's skull. So
Nice. Now, who did the design work on your logo?
that was a girl named Nicole Sapita. She goes by Das Nomo.
Yeah, she did the Doom Fate logo
Right.
as well.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, very talented.
She's done a couple other logos for some people on CG. She did. That was that steampunk book. That's when I first saw her, and the logo is amazing. So
Yeah.
What's is she on Twitter? How can I find her on Twitter?
I think she goes by Das Nomo on Twitter.
She has a website. Hold on.
Yeah, she has a website.
Let me see if I still have it.
Yeah,
she's
cool.
like booked up too. She's.
I bet. Yeah, I'd like to just get that out there for people.
She's incredibly talented, man. She's done some work on some other stuff. This logo is phenomenal.
It's
so
very
happy
high
with it.
impact, man, and it's.
Like
I mean, we all know how important that is.
Definitely.
People underestimate that kind of thing all the time, but people who know they will spend thousands of dollars getting a logo just right, because if you don't have that right, you might want to rethink. Like, it's just such a valuable component of a campaign.
Yeah, it really is.
This is iconic. It's instantly iconic. It just feels like something has existed a lot longer than it has. Like, it's there, and you're like, oh yeah, that just looks right.
Yeah, man.
That's exactly what it should be.
I opened that email and I saw that image and I was just blown away, man. It was phenomenal. I could not possibly be happier with her work, man. And I'm gonna be. I have a couple other books. If this does well, I have a couple other books that I'd like to do, and I'm gonna, definitely going back to her.
Nice. Yeah.
She's fantastic.
Very cool.
Yeah, I got her website here. I'll throw it in the chat.
All right, nice. Thank you.
She's her Twitter is @real_dasnomo on Twitter. So, yeah, definitely give her a follow, man. She's really talented.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
And she does some like really good art too. She's pretty good at that too.
Yeah, she really is.
Nice. All right, so I'm loving this. This concept is so cool. Westerns, obviously, not a whole lot of Western flavored stuff going on in CG yet. So yeah, this is great timing for you. Six Gun Gorilla definitely knocked it out of the park in that arena.
Yeah, man.
But I do think like this is going to have even more of that flavor.
I hope so, man. It's if you like hyperviolence, this is the book for it.
Right. Yeah. Nice. And it is more interesting when the characters aren't just like blatantly, good evil. When there's
right.
It's a more complicated construct than that. It sounds like.
Well, I grew up watching a lot of the westerns and stuff with my dad, and one of the ones that I always loved was the Fistful of Dollars movies and the Once Upon a Time in the West, and those movies, the characters were never black and white. They were like the no-name cowboy in a Fistful of Dollars was, he was always kind of out for himself. It wasn't that he was bad. It was that he was out for himself. It was
right.
This idea of I'm here and I'm going to do what's good for me. And, I always liked that. I always thought that was really cool compared to, and I'm not knocking the John Wayne ones because McClintock, True Grit, those are fantastic movies.
Yeah.
But, you get, into the 50s and prior, you got the black hat versus white hat stuff. And,
Correct. Yeah. It's always,
great movies,
when there's a little bit more going on in terms of motivations for characters, than just like, well, this is good. I'm the good guy, so therefore this is how I behave. It's like yeah, the story is always more interesting when there's more nuance to those motivations for characters.
Yeah, definitely, man.
For sure.
Definitely. And
obviously, when you're a wolf man, it's how does he? So is this? It's just a matter of his temper. That's the trigger. Okay.
Yeah, he. I didn't want to do the full moon thing because that's so. It's well, one, I can't always fit a full moon, into the story.
Yeah.
Most of this story actually takes place during the day, so it would be hard for me to have him wolf out, if it was like a moon thing.
Yeah,
but,
and it's so limiting.
Right? Yeah,
it's
really
nice
is.
to have that
really
freedom, more freedom to implement it where it fits.
At the same time, though, you can't have him just be like, "Oh, I'm going to be a wolf now," and then he's a wolf. You gotta have you gotta have something that or why would he ever not be a wolf? So we definitely got some awesome wolf stuff going on, for people who like werewolves.
It's more on the teen wolf side of werewolves than it is, traditional.
In what way?
Well, Teen Wolf, he'd wolf out whenever at the basketball game when he wanted to go get some beer.
Right. God, it's been so long since I've seen that shit.
Yeah,
Wasn't that like Michael J. Fox or something?
Yeah, it was.
Oh shit.
And then they
I read those
with Kevin Bacon.
Fucking horrible movies. I can't remember really, but
they redid it with MTV. They made it into
there's a sequel
like a teen drama. Oh, is there really a sequel?
Yeah, with Jason Bateman. It's Teen Wolf 2.
I did not know that.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's funny.
It's pretty terrible. It's like his cousin or some shit in it.
Huh. I'll have to take a look. I've never actually seen that. I knew about Teen Wolf, but I didn't know there was a sequel.
Yeah, because I think
Sci-Fi Snob says it's always a full moon somewhere. That's actually fascinating because it's like, wait, with modern technology, if you were the leader of a werewolf clan that relied on the full moon, I wonder if there'd be some way to tap into that. This might be a new IP emerging right here.
That's not a bad
copyright.
idea.
Rotten Glory. Sorry.
There you go.
Because it's like, yeah, what if you could tap in using technology, tap into that full moon at any time because it's always a full moon somewhere. Man, that's actually kind of a cool concept.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that is a cool idea, man.
I like that you didn't limit the character that way, for sure. But again, you understand, like it's got to be kind of doled out. You can't overdo it with it, or otherwise it becomes dull. So sounds like you got that figured out. So can you give us some insight into some of these other characters here? You went over Amanda. Waylon is
he was the outlaw.
Yeah,
was mummified.
Yes.
Richard is kind of an enigma in the sense that he's a Frenchman, but it not the same kind of he's not like I'm trying to put it in a way.
He's not a half-assed French friend like Sim.
Speaking of Frenchmen, just as a little promo here, Russian Troll Factory today, we might be focusing on the French a little bit today. So if you're gonna check that out, Commie Mark's channel, I think it's around 2 p.m. Eastern, maybe
2:15,
5 p.m. Eastern.
5:15.
Right? Yes. Okay. So that should be a fun one. Anyway, sorry to interrupt. So he's not a half-assed Frenchman.
Right. Yeah, he's not a French Canadian, I guess. But he it's hard to I can't really go into a lot of his backstory because it kind of plays into the story.
Okay.
What I can tell you is that from head to toe he is covered in burns.
I love this image is so cool. I can see
thank
this
you.
being one of the reader favorite characters, maybe just visually speaking.
Yeah, Passion knocked it out of the park with
Dude,
this
it's
character.
awesome.
I mean, it looks fantastic. He is a bad guy. Richard is a bad guy in the story. I guess if you, like he's against the grave robbers.
Right. I get the sense that he's going to be one of those bad guys that people really like. That, they don't hate him. They actually like this character a lot. I don't know. I just get that sense. I just get that sense.
He is going to be. I like to call him my Darth Vader in a lot of ways. He kind of fits that bill. But with Darth Vader in the beginning of the first Star Wars movie, you get this sense that he's this imposing, terrifying figure. Within the first 5 minutes of episode 4, he's choking a guy to death.
Right.
And over time, Star Wars has become more and more kid friendly. It's become more and more family. So Darth Vader's kind of lost that edge that people were, legitimately like, whoa, that dude's scary.
Sure.
So when you're a kid, Darth Vader's terrifying, and now it's like, he's still cool, but it's not nearly as impactful.
I'm trying to think back. Like, I don't recall ever having. I don't know that I had that reaction ever to Darth Vader. It always just seemed cool to me. But I get
because
what you're
I
saying.
think it's just time, of it being family friendly and new, or it was new at one point and now it's not. So
yeah.
It's kind of lost that edge, and that's kind of what I wanted to capture was that initial, like badass, terrifying person, and I want that with Richard. I don't have any of the images that I can show for it yet, but me and Passion, we actually have him rolling up in the beginning in what was at the time like a 19th century hearse. It's
nice.
It looks awesome. When we were going over the pages and stuff like that, and Passion was sketching it out, we looked at a lot of the old school hearses that they have. They were like horse driven hearses.
Yeah.
And they have these huge, like, stone structures on them. It's almost something out of like Warhammer 40K. It's really cool looking. And we have him rolling up in one of those. So
nice, dude. Yeah, this character, that's fun, man. I think
it's going to be cool.
Yeah, I can tell that you get that extra little sparkle, man. Like,
I
when
love
you're
it,
talking
man.
about this character, I can tell that you've got and the fact that you want to hold back. You don't want to give people too much about it because it's going to really make that impact. So that's going to be great, man.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, man. I've given a lot away, with some of the stuff, and I wish that I didn't have to, but to market the book, you gotta put stuff out there for people to be interested.
Yeah, man. Oh, it's a fine line. I learned that lesson very much the hard way back in the day, where it's like, I wanted to hold everything close to the chest, and it does. You can't market. It's very difficult to market if you want to hold too much.
Right.
But you kind of have to choose those battles, and I think that you've done it with this character. Like, just give people a little taste. I think bringing that association with Darth Vader, that's really cool. That gets my interest peaked because I understand what you're going for there. I get that.
Definitely, man. Yeah, he's gonna be a badass character, and I think people are really gonna like him. He's gonna have a whole comic at one point in time. I have a couple of comics for this particular, like Welcome to Hellhole is over an overarching story that's gonna take place over a few comics, but he's gonna have one comic where there's a little bit I think a big chunk of the story is dedicated solely to him. He's going to be a really cool bad guy. So
nice.
I think people are going to dig it.
That's cool, man. Well, let's hit on some of these perks and tiers.
Right on.
What is this featured tier all about?
So the featured tier is just the comic, but if you back within the first 30 days, you'll get the Rotting Golem trading card by Joe Ball. He did a really awesome trading card.
That's this right here?
Right. That's the one.
Nice.
It's a fantastic piece of work. He did that, and Eugene Bative, who worked on Zaid Comics Magic Cop. He
And
did
Lost
the art.
Pages. He did
Lost
stuff
Pages,
for-
yeah.
yeah.
He did stuff for Lost Pages too. He's a phenomenal colorist, and Joe Ball, I mean, his art speaks for itself. I mean, he always puts out really, really fantastic art.
Yeah.
So that will come with the book.
Very nice. So
if you back it.
all within 30 days, backers will be getting this trading card. Nice.
Right. Yeah,
Very
if you
cool.
back within the first 30 days.
Very cool. Yeah. Nice. So, and how many pages? 36 page?
36 pages.
Oh,
but
nice.
I, as a stretch goal, I don't have it listed because I'm still working out the the logistics of it and everything like that. But I'm planning on adding as a stretch goal another 5 pages of story of the Grave Robbers. It actually takes place before the beginning of Welcome to Hellhole.
Okay.
And then I have another 3 pages of a totally different story that I was going to put as another stretch goal. So it'll equal out to be close to 44 pages.
Nice, man.
If I get all of those.
Right. Well, let's just say that is going to happen, obviously,
Definitely,
during this show. I mean, that's a no-brainer. Okay, so moving on. You got a 2 booked here, which is always really smart to have on a campaign.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
I mean, there's, whether it's just someone that wants to have a reading copy and a copy to keep pristine, or they just want to be able to give it to somebody. It's just a way that they can do that without having to pay the extra shipping. So really smart. Oh, nice. So you are doing some head sketches.
Yep.
Nice.
Passion for drawing. You pick a character, he'll do a head sketch for you.
Dude, that's really reasonable. So, and what are you getting at this tier? What's included there?
Well, I was talking with some people, and they seem to want to have that as like an add-on.
Oh, okay.
So I might be doing that as an add-on. I'm going to be doing a little bit of restructuring for the perks.
Okay. So this right now, as it stands, is just the head
right.
sketch.
It's just a head sketch.
Okay. Yeah, I can see their point, like having that. So if you get the book, when you're checking out, you can just add on a head sketch at that point.
Right.
Yeah, I think that makes sense for sure. Nice. So is that something that you're gonna work on getting added here soon?
Yeah, I'm probably after this stream, I'm probably going to go in and take a look at what I can figure out.
Okay.
I'm going to talk to Passion if we'll figure something out.
Nice.
Hey,
Try to switch that to an add-on.
Hail Pinko Mark.
Yeah. It's funny. I was added to a chat once, and I saw him as Commie Mark, and I said, if you're Commie Mark, I'll be Capitalist Mark. I'm surprised you remembered that.
That's awesome.
That was a while ago.
All right. And you got something here for the retailers. Nice.
Yep.
Definitely, I think it's a good idea to have it. I don't know how many retailers are wising up and realizing that it actually could be a viable thing to do. But
right.
Yeah. Definitely a cool thing. Original page art. Damn. Nice.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing 6 pages. Passion's gonna do by hand, and we've talked over what pages he's gonna do, and they look fantastic. So I think people are really gonna like them.
Very cool. Now, if people do want that original page of art from Passion for Drawing, are they going to get to choose what that page is, or is it just random out of the 6?
That's what he and I discussed, was that they would be able to choose.
Nice.
We don't want people to be unhappy with what they purchased. So,
and the 6 are going to be, they're not going to be like people talking for like
right.
the whole, or half the page is inked black. It's not going to be like that. There'll be like the action stuff, or like the big reveal pages, and like like one of them probably was the first time you see Rickard, like with all of the and maybe the one with the horse, the carriage and everything like that. And then probably the first big splash page, where they're going into town. That's going to be a cool page. Things like that. We're going to pick the really cool ones. I mean, not saying the other ones are shit, but
Definitely.
No, right.
But
And sorry if you already said this, but definitely should be like the first time the main character appears would be an original page.
Right.
You would want to exist, I would think.
and these 4 pages or 3 pages, these will be part of that too. So the double page spread is its own tier, and then you can buy these 2 pages here that you're showing right now. That'll be part of the 6.
yeah,
All right,
that's
nice.
pages
So-
12, 11, and 12. I'm fairly certain.
Yeah,
Right
Yeah.
on.
just 11 and 12. You better buy those.
I love
dude.
page 12, dude. That's one of my favorite pages.
That's fucking cool.
He sent that to me, and I woke my wife up to show her it. She was like, "What the hell? Why are you waking me up?" Yeah, it's fine. It's cool. Whatever. And she rolled back.
Yeah, this double page spread is so nice too.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
cool.
It's gonna be awesome. Well, the double page spread is fantastic. That's a fantastic drawing. Passion just blew me away with that one too. If you
Yeah,
scroll down-
do you have that handy?
I do
Passion?
actually.
Like at a larger size.
Yeah. Let me.
Yeah, I'd love to show that.
He's got a big dick
It's-
size. I sent it to him.
exactly.
And I did want to say too that you know, this head sketch tiers are. This is a really reasonable price, man. $60. Yeah, that's a really nice offering.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
you'll be able-
I hope people
Now,
pick 'em up.
are you going to try and do it on this kind of like weathered looking paper?
That's an idea. Like I thought we were talking about, because I'm going to do sketch cards for this too later on down the line,
Nice.
and I'm thinking about you can buy blank playing cards.
Oh.
So I was thinking about doing them on playing cards,
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that'd
nice.
be-
and then I was thinking about you can buy like that parchment kind of paper look, and I was thinking about doing the sketches, print out wanted and the name, and then sketch inside of it.
That's,
Yeah,
I
I was-
mean, that seems really cool to me, but I am not, I'm not a huge collector of original art and head sketches and things. So I don't know how people that do engage that with the passion. I don't know what.
Yeah,
their
if they
thoughts
would
are on
want
it.
that or not.
Yeah,
I'll leave that up to Mark to kind of get everybody's feedback. So
Definitely. Yeah.
I'm open. If it's just on a piece of paper, that's fine. But if we do something special with it, I don't have a problem with that. So,
Yeah. If people would like that, and if they prefer that, feel free to message me on Twitter, or however.
don't message me. I'll just.
Don't talk to Passion. He'll just delete it. But no, let me know, and I'm here to make a book for you guys at the end of the day. So
Yeah. So here's a little bit better look at that that double page spread, man. So I saw this. I think you showed this during the 24-hour comic or something.
I was working on it. Yeah. I wasn't quite done with it at the time.
Yeah, man. Such a great image. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, and I really love the way you framed her in the background there with the black.
yeah,
It really helps her pop out.
I love
just-
that eye too, man. That
Yeah.
was just such a fun little gag that we were laughing about when he was drawing it.
Yeah. And you can't go wrong with intestines in the chandelier. I mean, that's
Yeah, with the spinal
Classic.
cord coming out. Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah, it's a fun page. I was going to do a whole different double page spread. It's going to be this whole big slaughter scene. It was very detailed and everything, but we ended up going with something more of like a reveal of the characters, because this is like their big introduction,
Yeah.
and like what their powers are and everything else. So we thought that maybe it was a little bit better to like do a classic comic book, badass 2-page spread kind of deal.
I think you made the right call. And like people, if you do collect original art, if that's something that you're into, I think this is a huge opportunity, because this 2-page spread, I mean, not only is it just a badass piece of art, but you've got passion for drawing, who is, dude, you're not going to find a more dedicated guy to his craft, and he's got the long-term plan. He's not going anywhere. And obviously, Mark, you're really invested in this property. You've got a
Absolutely.
lot of plans. You've got a lot of stuff written. this is going to be around and this could take off. So if you're going to invest in an original piece of art, this is the one to do it, I think. This is really cool.
And I'll say this myself is, I've been in ComicsGate for a while now, and I've had a lot of people come to me with projects and stuff.
Yeah.
And this is the first one, like the full book I've said yes to. This was the first one. I did something for Raging Golden Eagle, but that actually came after I said yes to Mark. Yeah. And this is the first one where I was just like, yeah, this is cool. Because like you said, he asked me to do some concept sketches. Yeah. And we sat and talked and worked it out and had fun. And I'm like, you know what? And he's telling me the story and the characters, and he showed me the script and everything else. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Because I really know Mark was serious, and he's open to ideas, and he's flexible, but yet he has a vision for his story, and he's not like super restrictive on it. Like, oh, the hair on his hand must look exactly like this. Right. It's not.
Yeah, dude, I can't see you I don't think you could last through an entire book if you had that kind of restrictions.
Yeah, I need flexibility. Yeah. And a lot of other people just want me to draw their script and be done with it, and that's fine. I appreciate that, but I like collaborating, and Mark's a great collaborator, and I predict, this book's going to do good, and I predict we're going to collaborate on a lot of things in the future.
There you have it. I mean, that's. So, I feel like I've picked up on all of that already, just from listening to you, the other streams, and just getting to know you a bit, Passion. And it's like, yeah, this is the original art you're going to want to have, because these first appearances like this on these books, it's just, man, if they take off and they stick around, it's quite a cool thing to have that piece. Very nice.
I mean, at the end of the day, like Passion was saying, when you're an artist, you want to be able to actually make art, and you want to actually make something awesome and cool, and you want to really work on something and make something great. Yeah. And I have my script, and I have my panels and stuff that I've planned, and I've had my pages and everything that I want. But at the end of the day, it's about what looks the best. It's what conveys the story the best. And Passion has a real talent for well, I mean, you can just
being
look at
dick.
The pages.
Yeah.
Being a dick.
I have yet to experience this dick thing, but I'm sure it's there. I'm sure. I'm hoping I can inspire it at some point. Like,
he's a fantastic artist, and every time he put his pen to the paper, man, when we were going over it, I was just like, this is gonna look phenomenal.
Isn't that fun as the writer, like seeing that shit come?
It really was, man.
And then when the artist brings that shit to the table that you didn't, you just never thought of, or they just have their unique perspective on things, and then when that fusion happens, right? It is something, man. It's a lot of fun to work with somebody like that.
Like this page we're looking at here, it's like Mark just like, well, we got to do a whole page of them getting slaughtered, and he wanted heads getting cut off and eyes getting punctured and all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, and he just let me draw it like this. He let me do this crazy page that's all kind of very designy and like I really liked. It's like a montage. So I was like, cool, thank you.
It's easily one of the best decisions I've made on this book, man. Just letting you run wild with it. It looks phenomenal.
All right. You remember the gay stuff we talked about?
I was there for that. Oh yeah, like when you watch that whole season of what is it, Sons of Anarchy, and they were just butt pumping the entire season.
No. That's okay.
That's a different stream.
Yeah, that's a different.
How many streams have I been on where we've talked about shit?
I caught that. That's not going anywhere. That's forever, man.
No, I was on Red Gaze yesterday night, and I was just talking Passion up and stuff, and I looked down at the chat, and it just says, like, Passion just said gay. And I was like, oh, great, that's my artist. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll call you a dickhead, and I just get pop up, he says better. I was like, all right.
Out the coupe at the lot, told him fuck 12, fuck SWAT, buzzing all the bells out the box. I just hit a lick with the box, had to put the stick in the box.
Bring it.
We had to knock the gay quotient down with some twerking.
That's right. With some tree twerking, man. Nothing beats the gay better than trees twerking.
That's what's up, man.
That's right.
I'm having
Nice,
faggots
man.
for tea.
What? Cap, you there?
Yeah.
You said shit. Sorry.
I'm having faggots for tea.
Oh,
Nice.
the string's getting pulled down. All right.
Faggots for tea. What aren't faggots cigarettes? What are you referring to?
No, it's a meaty treat.
Or a bundle of sticks.
Oh,
Could be
right.
a bundle of sticks. Yeah.
So, what else, man? Is there anything else you want people to know about this project? I do want to remind people that if you're a backer within the first 30 days, you are going to get this trading card thrown in the mix. That's always nice. Is there anything else you'd like people to know about this project?
Did you show the video? Did you show the promo?
Oh, I
Haven't-
didn't.
Haven't watched the
yeah.
video yet.
We've
Yeah,
got the
we can do
trailer.
that.
Yeah.
We can do that. Yeah, let's go for it. And I'm hoping that I have the audio shared on this. Are we good?
I can't hear shit.
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
Let me here.
Reshare it.
I'm gonna reshare it just to be safe. Share it. Yeah, I'm one of these days they'll just make that automatic for us.
Awesome.
Fantastic trailer. Man, Red Gaze did a really good job on that.
Rock's still muted like a moron.
Rock,
Can't hear you, Rock.
You're muted.
Sorry, I had some. I think a leaf blower going outside as per usual here in California. So I muted. Sorry.
That's
about
how you
that.
get rid of the Rona there. You
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, man. The arena for trailers has just gotten intensely competitive in CG. Man, they're getting good.
Yeah,
They're getting
man.
good.
Witch
that was
Hunter
great.
is really good.
Yeah, Witch Hunter.
They've got a great
and,
trailer.
dude, Vinny's new one, just fucking for the pirate book is insanely good. Yeah, good stuff.
Those are all Red Gaze, right?
Yeah, Red
I
Gaze
think
is
so.
really flexing on that shit. And I know Cap, you're dabbling with video editing, getting pretty good at it too, aren't you?
Yeah, man, it's a lot of fun. It's the same as colouring, man. It's just all in drawing digitally. It's just layers. Once you understand the layers, it's fairly fucking straightforward, really.
Yeah, yeah. It's once you with these programs, once you kind of really get good at one and understand one, typically, if the software's done well, it's kind of you're like, oh, right, these are parallel ideas here, so it's easier. To
I did
pick
I did a little trailer for Doom Fate, and it was a lot of work, but I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So
yeah, dude, the hours, it can just chunk out the hours, man.
but it came out cool. I liked it.
My little gay art videos take me at least 6 hours to edit, and they're only 10 minutes long.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and then there are some ideas that they seem simple in your mind, and then you go to try and achieve it, and you're like, oh shit, this would be a 20-hour endeavor. I'm just
You say that
this
though.
go.
Somewhat, but the introduction to my gay Superman draw, a ballerina Superman video, was me with Superman laser eyes. It wasn't me, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
And that was a piece of piss. That took me about 10 minutes. Just edit that small bit. It was
Nice,
so
yeah.
easy.
that
But
happens.
my brain
too,
just
yeah.
went, I don't know how this is ever going to happen. How did they do this in Hollywood? This is ridiculous. There's a
Right.
mouse in charge. How does he know how to do it?
Nice.
Let me show you my crappy Doomfate one.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Let's see, hold on.
And let's. I hate to do it, but I'm gonna hit refresh here and hopefully not embarrass myself. See if you picked up the back.
Embarrass yourself. Embarrass yourself.
Oh, no humiliation on this day, sir. Well, the day is young, so.
I mean, there's
still time for
nothing
that.
fishy about that at all, is it? You haven't had that window open.
It
all
wasn't
week.
me, man. I didn't do it. I'm tapped out for the moment. I gotta wait a little while before I back anything new. But yeah, you picked up another backer. Nice, man. 21 backers already. This thing's been going what, maybe 4 hours, 5 hours?
Yeah, it's been incredible, man. I can't believe that it's done as well as it has. I'm really just really excited for it, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, congratulations,
it's so cool.
man. That
Thank
is
you.
cool. And you're gonna be a busy man over the next weeks, man. It's a grind, doing the circuit, and but you know, I think when you've got this energy and this level of talent involved, I think it's gonna be a good time for you.
Well, thanks, man. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
So here's my Doomfate, which is nearly done. It's actually going to be going to print here in a matter of weeks. The last chunk of pages are being finished up, flatting and all that stuff. So
Nice.
it's going to be real soon. I'm going to announce it's going to the printer. So grab it. And here's my lame video I made.
I'm not hearing any audio.
You're not hearing any audio?
I wasn't. Is anybody else?
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, lame. This program does suck. Hold on.
Yeah.
Because you can't do share video and application window, right? It won't let you.
Yeah, it won't let you share audio with application windows, which I
Yeah,
don't
then
understand.
I can't get it to work.
Yeah, it's got to be uploaded to some kind of video sharing.
You can do it on share screen.
It's all right. It's not a big deal. Just back Doomfate.
Just
There you
get
go.
it done. Just get it done. Yeah, I don't know.
He's
I
shown me
think-
the art for it. It looks fantastic. So yeah, definitely.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't have your Doomfate link in the description. I think I have the Grave Robbers link. So if you want to drop that for people,
Sure.
Passion, feel free to do that. So Mark, is there anything else you'd like people to know about this campaign?
Well,
before we wrap it up.
One last thing. I don't think it's been picked up yet. Preston Acevedo did a bit of art for Amanda Lynn, and I have it shared up on my screen here. You can buy this piece of art.
Ooh.
It's the original art for Amanda Lynn. We haven't decided exactly what I'm gonna do with it just yet, but you can buy the original art on the campaign. So if you're an art collector and you like Preston, he kicked ass with this one, man.
Dude, what you were describing about this character, he just captured that essence of it so well, man. You've got to be
she's
stoked with this.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he did that, and then Oliver colored it, and that's what it ended up looking like. And it just, I mean, it took what was already a badass piece of artwork and made it just on another level entirely. It's awesome.
Good stuff, dude. Nice.
Yeah. But you'll be able to
Very
pick
cool.
up the original stuff for it on the campaign. So
Yeah, nice. Yeah, the original art that you have available on this campaign is some of the best I've seen for sure.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Passion has been incredible. On it. I mean, he's just been.
Dude sucks.
He's done really well. Don't listen to him. He's no, his art has been fantastic on this. I'm really looking forward to getting it out to people. Preston did an incredible job with this too, and I'm really proud to have this stuff on my campaign.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, is this something that Preston just he just liked the character and went for it, or did you approach him to do something? How did that work?
I approached him. Yeah, I sent him a message. He was really, he really liked Grave. I mean, the second I messaged him, he said Grave Robbers looks awesome. I'd love to do a piece for it. So I talked to him about this and explained the character. And I mean, I think it took him about a week. He was showing me the initial stuff, and then he sent me the finalized, and I was just blown away by it. It's really, really awesome. Really awesome work,
dude. Yeah, he's something else, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything he can't do. Very cool. Nice, man. This is what a great looking project. Again, it's one of these. You've got this incredible title for it. You've got your logo's just high impact, powerful. The concepts, the characters, the setting. I mean, I think you've got something here. And
thanks, man.
I know how dedicated you and Passion are with what you do. So, yeah, I expect this to be around for quite some time.
Thanks, really.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Worked hard on this, and so is Passion.
All right. Well, people. When you can, back Grave Robbers. It's the book to keep your eye on, as well as these two creators. Obviously, great stuff, guys. Anything else that you want to share about this project? And what's your next appearance? Do you have something else coming today?
Later on tonight, I'm going to be on Pimp Your Project with Ace Acevedo.
Nice. Cool.
I think that I'm gonna have. I think Sim's gonna be there. I can't remember. I'd have to look. But yeah, that's gonna be at I think 10:15 tonight.
All right. Nice.
I'm drawing aces.
Yep, drawing aces. Yeah.
Very cool. And yeah, man. Good luck with the campaign. I know you're gonna do well. And yeah, hopefully I can check out Drawing Aces later tonight. And people, just back this project. Fucking awesome. Thank you guys for being here. Captain, anything you want to shout out before we wrap this up?
No.
I will. Well, I'll do it. Russian Troll Factory coming up here. A little less than a couple hours. We're going to have a good time over there on Coming Mark's channel. So check that out if you can. And Passion for Drawing, obviously. Go and snag Doom Fate before it's too late. That's going to be coming out to us soon. Very exciting stuff. Anything else you'd like to shout out, Passion?
Yeah, always. You can follow me at Twitter, see what's going on, and also Raging Golden Eagles book. I'm done with that. I actually did finish something. That's done, and I know that book's coming here within the next few months. They're still working on the coloring. That seems to be taking a long time, but go check that book out. I did 11. If you're into manga, I did 11-page story for that, and Grave Robbers and Doom Fate, of course. And watch out very soon after Doom Fate ships. I'm gonna be announcing my next coloring book. I'm doing that next. And
all right, nice. That's gotta be. That's probably. I don't know. I could imagine you're kind of looking forward to that, man.
It's already done.
Oh, nice, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna add a few more pieces of art to it, but it's done. It's gonna be 30 pages at least, and it's not gonna be anything big, but it'll be fun.
Yeah. All right, nice. Well, thank you guys for being here again. Go back Grave Robbers if you can, and yeah, thanks to the chat for hanging out with us. And I will see you tomorrow. I've got a show with the Mothman crew. Shane Mess is going to be in the house, so that's at 2 p.m. Eastern, I believe, or maybe 5 p.m. Eastern. Sorry about that. I think it's 5 p.m. Eastern. Got a lot going on. So if you can check that out tomorrow, that'd be great. And we'll catch you next time. And we're going to leave you with this little goodie. Have a good one, guys.